Greetings to one and all. It's close to a year that we have been looking at money matters, financial awareness, the 4C concept of trying to let business be profitable and all of that. But there's a pretty interesting debate taking place right now, and it's should the central bank, the Bank of Jamaica, be paying dividends? But probably we don't understand where the payment of this dividend will go and the benefit of the paying of this dividend. So let me jump right into it. The central bank paying dividend, it goes into the consolidation fund. That fund is what is used to pay the expenses of the country. Now, one can't complain that the BOJ is taking out money to pay the parent, which is the government, which is us, right? And remember, the BOJ reserves, NIR, is so strong at this point in time, still with all the pandemic, that it's no problem. So let's face it tonight. Let's face it. Should the Bank of Jamaica be paying dividends? And the answer for money matters is yes. We have no problem with it. It is going to deployed in a way that will benefit the Jamaican consumers. If they don't do that, you're going to have hardship in other areas, right? So the money always have to be taken from somewhere. It doesn't matter whether it goes through the consolidated fund. It doesn't matter if it's coming from NHT or it's coming from BOJ. At the end of the day, when government need funding to fund its various projects, money have to be taken from somewhere. Behold, and luckily, the Bank of Jamaica was able to make some surplus that they can now draw on it. Do you remember the times? I have been in banking for quite a while when ever so often it is the government that have to be propping up the BOJ. The BOJ want X amount of billions, they have to be putting it in there. So after putting all that money in there, and now it comes time, wow, we have made some profits. Whether to revalue by whatever means, the books are showing profits, it's enough for the government to take out those money and put through the consolidation fund. And we should not have a problem, but to each his own. Everybody has an opinion, you are entitled to your opinion. But we want to make it clear that if it is not from the BOJ, it's going to be from the NHT. If it's not from the NHT, it's going to be new taxes in the budget here. So we have to make up our mind. Which one of us want more taxes right now? So government, just like you, have to manage the resource that you have. So I don't want any more taxes. You can't take any more taxes. What else are they going to tax from us? We cannot afford, and the government was very sensible, did a very sensible thing in not putting on the taxes on the face of it. Eh? So let us understand what we have. They have tried their best to use what is at hand. Where it goes is a different thing. So we're putting that argument to rest. It's not a bad thing to take profits from the Bank of Jamaica, send it to the consolidation fund, so that is where it will be deployed. So the nation can have ease on new taxes and other goods and services that will be paid for. There is nothing like when we can be rest assured that there is no new taxes, because we can't, during this pandemic, we can't afford more taxes, because remember, our income has gone down, the country overall revenue has been down. Remember, remittance just picking up back, tourism is down, the gaming industry is kind of down, so entertainment is down. So we're going to have figures that is coming in that is way below the government budgeted and expectation figures in the budget. So we have to really take the time out to try and analyze and to see what will happen to the money, which is a critical thing. the critical thing is, will this money now going through the fund will be spent appropriately? And will be spent appropriately. That is the key question. Not should they be paying. Because remember, you know, unlike the private companies and the banks and listed companies, when the pandemic hit, the Bank of Jamaica, yes, and the finance minister did speak to the banks to say, look here, hold off on the dividends. The banks did that, and the only person that were, what, 1% and below in shareholding were allowed to collect the dividends. So and that is personal, yeah? And yes, persons do rely on their dividend for their survival as well, but it's not that much many persons. But just look at the impact of the central bank taking up some money and put to the consolidation fund. It's a little bit different, right? And the debate, again, is not so much so, can the listed companies, financial institution now run and pay their dividends? They can find a way to deal with that. And they're finding ways to deal with that. And it was not that they had to withheld those dividends, right? So it's reached a point in time where today our focus on know your money matters is exactly the